Peace, YouTube, and welcome to another episode of Adventures in Wholesaling. I'm your host, Sean Young, also known as Supreme. Today I want to take some time to respond back to a few questions that I had about the last video that I put out, or the video that I put out discussing how to get some extra leads off of Zillow if you don't have a budget to actually spend on marketing to get some leads, seller leads, that is. The questions I got back, or some of the responses or feedback, was that, hey, I'm getting a lot of responses back. Some of them are negative. People are saying, hey, you're trying to lowball me. What's going on? And I wanted to kind of address that and let you know that this is a numbers game. 99% of the people that you speak with are going to not be candidates for you to do business with. And what I mean by, so what we're going to do is focus on that 1%. We're not going to waste time on chasing people who are not part of that 1%. A good way to determine that is through motivation. Just because someone has their house for sale, it doesn't mean that it'll be a good candidate for our model of business, which is wholesaling. Just because someone has a sign in the yard that says for sale, we have no clue what the motivation is, why they're selling, or what's going on for us to actually be able to determine if we would be able to do business with this person. So what we have to do is actually just put out offers to see how motivated this person is. So let me give you that example again, how we did it when I described using Zillow to send out leads. All right, you pull up Zillow, you go to for sale by owners. You go to for sale by owners section. You pull all those up. You want to pull up the ones that say for sale by owner now, or potential, or make me sell my house. Those are in the red and blue dots on Zillow. So you pull that up. You want to focus mainly on the red dots because those are the ones that are actually for sale, but it doesn't hurt to make offers on the blue ones as well. But let's just focus on the ones that are for sale right now. So right now you've got, say you've got a list of 200. You pull a county, you pull, Hillsborough County in Tampa, Florida. So out of that list, you've got 300 for sale by owner leads. So let's just pull up the first one. The first one is a house for sale by owner for $120,000. Now, a lot of times, people who I'm assisting or trying to coach, they ask questions such as, well, how do I determine the value of the home, or how do I do evaluations, or how do I know how much repairs and things are going to be? And there's a couple of answers to that, and these are just things that were shared with me, but I definitely want to let you know that you don't need to be an expert on evaluations. You don't need to become an appraiser or anything like that. What you want to do is just have an understanding of things, because ultimately what you think the house is worth doesn't matter. What Zillow thinks the house is worth doesn't matter. What ultimately matters is, what is the seller saying that they're thinking the house is worth, or what is the seller willing to sell it for? Because that's all that really matters, is what they think the house is worth at this point. So keep that in mind. Don't get attached to these offers that you're sending out. Don't take it personal. Just realize that the point of you sending out these offers, pardon self, trying to record this in my car and I turned on my radio by accident. So what you want to do is keep in mind that the reason that you're sending out these offers is to just generate contact with these sellers and to determine the level of motivation. Because make no mistake about it, if you send out an offer and a seller's motivated, even if your offer price isn't where they want it to be, they're going to contact you back. They're going to say something to you. They're going to say, hey, that's a little bit too low. Can you make a better offer? Or they're going to say, hey, I really do want to sell and work with you, but, can we, renegotiate your offer price? So when you contact that person back, because they're going to be responding to you through the emails that you sent out. And if you missed that in the last video, let me just kind of recap it. Go to Zillow.com, go to the for sale by owner section, go to the houses, pull it down to where it says for sale by owner, type in your county or zip code, pull up that list, and you want to send out email offers to everybody in that list. This is what I would kind of want to call a poor man's way of generating seller leads, or let's just say a most cost-effective way of generating seller leads. But a lot of people who I'm trying to assist and bring into this business, they may not have a lot of startup capital or marketing capital to begin with. So there's going to be certain things that you have to do that may be out of the ordinary, or that may be kind of grunt work, so to speak, just to get the ball rolling and to get momentum built up for your business. So that's the gist of why you would have been going to the Zillow.com site. So now let me get back to the offers. So you've got an offer. Say a person says their house is worth $100,000. So we don't really care about anything else other than what they think is worth, because of the type of list that we're pulling from. So what we're going to do is we're going to just give them a general offer, a maximum allowable offer based on our model. So in the FSBO leads, in the Zillow, you can kind of pretty much say that those are houses that are in pretty good shape and ready to go, and they're going to need minor repairs. So little repairs are going to be needed. Cosmetic stuff, as I said, between $1,000 to $5,000 at most. So if they're selling it for $100,000, what I've done is I'm taking 70% of that, and I'm taking my fee, which is $5,000 to $10,000. Let's just say it's $10,000 in this case. So we got $100,000. I'm taking 70% of that, so we're at $70,000. I'm minusing another $10,000 for my fee, and I might take off another $5,000 for repairs. So that brings us down to $70,000, $60,000, $55,000. So we want to keep that in mind, because if we're going to sell this to an investor, they have to have a room to make profit, so that they'll want to continue to do business with you. You have to keep that in mind when you're making these offers. So remember, a motivated seller is going to be someone who is in a distressed situation. They've recently divorced, they've got a new job, something has changed in their situation financially, that's requiring them to have to consider selling their house for less than what they would normally want to sell it for. So remember, that's not going to be everybody that you speak with. You are going to get a lot of rejections. You're going to get a lot of no's. But this is a numbers game. So the more no's and the more rejections that you get, the closer that you're getting, that you're going to get to getting that yes. And you never know. Again, this is a numbers game. You could send out your first Zillow offer, and that person could respond back with hey, let's do a deal. So keep in mind that this is not going to be for sure thing every time. This is just one method to generate seller leads. It's not the only method, it's one method. So don't put too much stake into it if it doesn't work the way that you plan on it to work. Don't get discouraged by it. Don't get attached to the offers when people do respond back and negotiate with you and it still doesn't go the way that you want it to, which is getting the house under contract. Just keep it going. Know that this is all about numbers. So you're going to get a lot of rejections because this is a niche that we have here. This isn't the normal way of doing selling houses or how people normally would sell their house. So again, just to recap, what we're looking for is highly motivated sellers that want to sell their house to us at a discounted rate. Now, what we do is, if they do say yes, is we want to get that house under contract so that we can have what's called equitable interest in that property, which allows us to market and sell that property for our own self. So keep all of these factors in mind when you're sending to this list. Remember, we're not just trying to sell a house or get a house under contract. We're looking for deeply discounted properties that we can put under contract, have equitable interest in, market those properties off to our buyers, who are going to buy those properties, and we make a profit on the difference. So that's just it in a nutshell. I'm going to do another video that's going to be a little more detailed on another topic, but I wanted to address just understanding the fact that this is a numbers game. You're going to get a lot more rejections than you get yeses. You're going to get a lot more no's than you get yeses. Just keep that in mind. Keep it pushing. Don't give up. And my motto that I'm going to start using on all of my videos to help people who are trying to get training out there, it's going to be something I'm going to use in every video. But one thing that I also want to add is that I'm not a lawyer. I don't pretend to be. I don't play a lawyer on TV or anything like that. So I'm not giving out legal advice. I'm just giving out personal tips and training that has worked for me and people that I work with. So take it as you will and take it as you must. But always get legal advice before doing anything or in relating to business. But on that note, I want to leave you with my motto, which is help me, help you, help us. Peace.